I heard my name said, I heard giggles. I was like, okay, quite impressive. By the way, I can't see most of you, the light's in my eyes. Everyone's expecting me to come and do a comedy show. No, I'm only going to be talking. So find your giggles there. Quite impressive, intelligent people came in before me. Makes me feel really stupid. Okay, and before I start, I have to tell you a few things. Okay, bear with me. I have a memory of a goldfish that lasts for 3 seconds. So I'll have to be looking into my paper once in a while. And if I jump into other topics, again, that's the goldfish memory. And so, as you've heard, my name is Shaima, which, by the way, I found out literally translates to black camel. So I guess better the black camel than the black sheep, right? So my topic for today, the title of it is called The Unconventional Bridge, and I'll get to that a little later after I introduce myself a lot, though that was a very impressive introduction. One of the first things is that I'm a volunteering member in an initiative, an Emarati initiative called Think Up, where we scout for Emarati and GCC talents, and we sort of, manage them and organize events for them. There are amazing talents out there. We recently, I organized a photography event for 3 Emarati photographers, amazing, amazing people. And I was really, really completely taken back with how humble they are and how passionate they are about their work. And I always say passion is contagious. And if you do something with passion and dedication, the people around you feel it, and they come up to your level of energy, which is a really high level. And there are a lot of Emarati talents over there, and I'm hoping that I can provide, sort of a little mentoring and help them, achieve what they aspire to achieve and become inspiring people to represent their country and themselves in the best possible way. My second unconventional hobby, if you may, is that I teach foreigners how to speak Emarati. I want to know here by the show of hands, how many of you are non-Arabs? Wow, not a surprise in the UAE. How many of you cannot speak Arabic at all? Not surprised either. So I'm going to ask you to do something, and don't leave me hanging, please, okay? So all of you, and don't be shy, because no one can point you out, it's too dark, I can barely see you, is that I want you to repeat after me. Marhaba sa'. Oh, come on, you can do better. Come on. Marhaba sa'. Perfect. If you tell that to a local, they'll have a grin from one ear to the other. I can see the locals grinning already. So there you go. You can actually impress that. What I've learned through my classes is that not only can I teach, people how to speak Emarati, an Arabic accent, because in Arabic, it's a very complex language. We have the classical Arabic that comes in novels and newspapers and, TV channels, but each country has a different dialect. There are 23 Arab countries, last time I checked, and each one has his own separate dialect. And, you can imagine, though the base is the same. So I teach it, the general Arabic with a little Emarati accent. But what happens is I open the way of communication with non-Arabs to be able to ask any questions they want with regards to our tradition and culture. And I give a lot of cultural information. Now, I can bet you one thing. Most of you here who are non-Arabs are dying to know why are women's abayas black. Yes? Yeah? Okay, it's not because our men are nasty and they thought, you know what, it's 50 degrees outside. Let's drape them in black and let them grill in the sun. Okay? That's not it. There's a very genuine reason. Now, when the Prophet came into the region and preached Islam, moderation and decency was a must for women. But women used to wear colored stuff and wear thick material and everything. Now, in those days, land of Arabia, they used to have caravans of goods come from the cities of Damascus and Baghdad in Iraq, and they used to bring in a lot of textiles come. After the Prophet, in a few decades, in Iraq, there were these certain people who would go into a mourning period of 10 days. And in this mourning period, they wore black. So of course, when the caravans came from there in that period, they brought a lot of black textiles. Now, mind you, what happened was that they found out, unlike any other color, now if you're wearing a white top and if you're wearing a black top, which one would be see-through? White, right? So the black is a no see-through sort of color. It sort of blocks, you can't see through. So there's the decency thing. It doesn't show what you're wearing underneath. Then the material that they brought was extremely thin and light. And after the session, I'm sure even Najla, you can check her abaya. It's very light. So it's not hot, it's not heavy, it's not thick. And the most important thing that at that time, that material was extremely affordable. So then women just bought it in abundance. So then that's how it became very popular, because it was just a very practical thing to do. Wear black, doesn't show what's inside. It's light, so it's lighter than what they usually wear, and it's cheap. Buy more. And look at it, it's so colorful. Isn't my abaya pretty? So colorful and bling blings. Most important thing is the bling. So there you have, that's an information that a lot of people do not know, but it all comes. That's the kind of information that I sort of share with people, clarity on why we do what. And my third unconventional thing that I do is I'm a stand-up comedian. Now, people come to think about it that how can a girl dressed in Sheila and Abaya go on stage and do stand-up comedy? Because the general idea about stand-up comedy is that there's a lot of swearing, talk about politics, sex, all the topics that is tabooed over here, that, it's not acceptable in our society. So how can a girl have Sheila and Abaya and have the guts to go on stage and do that? So that's also an opportunity. What happens is when I go on stage, I kind of sort of catch people's curiosity, and everyone wants to know, what do I have to say? So that's my opportunity to pick up on things that people kind of generally think about us. Like one of the stereotypes is that people assume Emaratis cannot speak English. And if they do, it's because their maid taught them to speak English. Trust me, if my maid taught me to speak English, I'd be talking like this, no? You want some chocolate cake, ma'am, sir? Right? That's how I would sound. So you see, when you're laughing, you're more receptive. You can take information from me in a better, nicer manner. If I had to criticize, it will be more receptive. If I were serious, if I had to talk about this, like, oh no, we speak English, how dare you? Person who's listening to me will be offended, can be defensive, will not be very receptive to the information. And I usually take material from what questions or what things come to my way. Like I usually get asked is if we wear clothes under our abayas. Trust me, we do. You got it wrong. It's the men that don't wear anything under the kandora. You're just confused. The local girls are laughing because they know it's a fact. So you see, material can be brought in from anything, and it's my opportunity to take up stereotypes, handle them, sort of bring it out to the people, and hopefully rectify what people think negatively about Arabs, about Arab girls, that we're suppressed, that we don't have freedom, that we can't do what we want to do just simply because being in abaya and Sheila is a hurdle. It's not. Okay, if like how Najla said earlier, if you really want to do something, okay, you should just go ahead and do it. I'm quoting you. Excuse me. So, that's it. So basically, in generally, anything can be comedy material. So I warn you that you be careful what you say in front of me, because anything you say can and will be taken against you by me. Anyways, thank you very much. Hope you enjoy the rest of TEDx.